Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, again, back with another Sorare video. Today is a big day. Big moves have happened on the account again, and you know what, man? It's fun. One of the fun parts of Sorare for me personally is always like this wheeling and dealing, always trying to find out which deals you can go after and what can happen on your account if you make them happen in terms of lineups going into the future. Now, today, some big stuff has happened, and I need to talk to you guys about it with immediate effect. So let's dive straight in. Here we go. Today, or not today, actually, I should show you guys this trade. I have gotten an offer for the goalkeeper, the man that I brought into the club for 1.6 ETH, I believe, at the time. And I was being offered a rare Diogo Costa, possibly one of the best, if not the best, under 23 goalkeepers on the platform for this and next year, possibly. Even if he does get a move away from Porto, the likelihood of him joining a team that is going to be somewhat dominant and also have better defenders is quite high, because I don't necessarily like the Porto defense, but the team itself scores a bunch of goals and they are really good in terms of attack. But we have gotten an offer on this day from Milesy9. He offered me a Diogo Costa who is going for around 2.6 ETH. I got myself the Kuiper for 1.6. So I went out there and I asked people, hey lads, what do you think about this situation, this offer that I've just gotten? And I've asked a couple of people, and most of them have actually said, you know what, take it. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Let this deal go. And I have gone ahead and accepted the deal. So I've got him for 1.6. I got a player valued at 2.6 for it. A player who's a lot more liquid because it's a rare item. Super rares are really tough to really figure out what they're going for. Even though the Kuiper's price as a rare has been going up lately, it's mostly the defender version that people seem to be going after. And this one is the midfielder one as the super rare. And we have gotten him for a really, really good price at the time. And now moved him on to make a big move because, again, if you guys haven't seen the Bayazet situation at Kayseri, the play sharper thing that had happened, just absolute madness, really, with Kayseri at the moment. I'm going to keep tabs on that situation. Bayazet is still in the club, but yeah, bringing in someone like Costa or Van der Voort was a long-term goal of mine, to be able to really say, hey, I have the goalkeeper situation sorted for at least this year. There's always going to be one guy I can rely on, and that was so far only Muric. And then Costa now is the number two, I would say, or actually he's probably number one. And then Muric, and then you have the likes of Pandur, who we still have at the club. Now, that's not the only thing I've done, lads. I've gone ahead and done a couple more deals. I've been selling players like crazy, but I've gone ahead and done this deal too. Rayan Cherki, forward card. Olympique Lyon, one of the favorites of Sorare managers. I have gone in for this deal specifically. And here's the reason why. I listed Sheshko for 0.6 ETH, 0.7 ETH, all those prices, and I never got an offer that was above 0.5. It seems like no one wants to pay that much. And when you go into his auctions, you can kind of tell that people are really not necessarily paying a lot for this kid, like 0.56, 0.55, even on a new auction. That seems to be what people are going for. But I never received any offers like this. But so let's say we would be valuing him at like 0.5 or 0.55, whatever. And then Szymanski, I listed for 0.35, and I wasn't getting offers either. So I was like, okay, so the market is not necessarily interested in these players. Let me check out Pavel's gallery. So combining these guys, let's say 0.55 plus 0.35, we're looking at, what is that? 0.9, right? I got myself Rayan Cherki as a swap deal, and I don't necessarily think it was the 130% that Pavel necessarily normally goes for. So I'm really happy with this deal. And looking into the Cherki situation, he's doing well, man. 0.9 for the last two sales. He's not going to be selling for that price, I reckon. A lot of people are seeing the hype in him again. And look at these scores. Just this last game. Like, I watched the game between Lyon and Strasbourg back, and the kid is so good. I know him from FIFA. I've been knowing him from FIFA for years now, and he's still only 19, which just blows my mind. But this guy has been out there for such a long time now. And he had periods where he was one of the most hyped talents on the platform. If we just go based off of his price graph here, I guess you'll be able to tell, like, he was going for around 3K. Let's go in terms of like ETH. In terms of ETH, he was going up to 1.8 at some point. In terms of euros, we are looking at 3,000 euros for the special version right there. Again, around 3,000 euros for that one. So now he's down to 1,200, possibly back up to like 1,700 again. And Lyon has a new coach, and the new coach seems to really, really like him. And what I like about Cherki personally is the fact that as a player in the starting 11, as a forward, he gets great AA scores. He takes on people, he takes set pieces, which is huge. And he is ambidextrous, so left foot, right foot, doesn't matter. He gets those passes in, which I really, really like. So generally speaking, guys, I'm excited to have joined the Cherki season, and we'll see what happens there. The Kuiper obviously had left, so we can go back into these deals again. And then I have gone for this deal right here. Now, some people might look at this and say, what the hell are you doing? So I've gone in for the likes of a swap for the likes of Zion Fleming, Kavlina, and Saliba. I have not been able to sell Saliba at all. It seems like everyone, literally everyone, watched my video that I posted last time around where I said, I think Saliba's price is unjustified. I don't think his scores really justify his price on the market in terms of like what he does on the pitch. He might look incredible on TV, but his scores don't translate well into Sorare. And it seems like people took that to heart. I don't know if I have that sort of influence, but my God, his price started crashing ever since I uploaded that video. And yeah, Saliba was down to like 0.5 ETH, and I was like, what the hell is happening here? So I have given away these players, and I did get myself a Kylian Mbappe limited from Pavel's gallery. And here's the reason why. Limited Mbappe's trade all the freaking time. Like, they literally trade all the time. You have such great liquidity in that. If you offer that limited Mbappe to someone in a trade deal, it will be much easier for them to accept, because they're not necessarily looking at it as a card. They're looking at it as like, right? So Mbappe sells like twice a day as a limited item, so you don't have to wait too much. And in this case, I got myself that Mbappe and Jonathan David as well. Both of them are not in the club anymore. So just so you guys know, let me show you what I've done with those. So first of all, Jonathan David was traded for Sven Mynans. If you guys know, this guy is a player that I think I've been looking for a couple of times. I wasn't necessarily convinced, but after now the Kuiper has moved on, I was like, I need someone else. I need another super rare mid. And this guy's under 23 for quite some time. I think 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Plays for Sparta, who have an amazing season so far, in the 6th position, I believe, compared to last season where they really sucked. This time around, he's looking class with these scores right here, which I really like to see. Gets decisives, and even if he doesn't, he can get it up to like 59.6. He can get some really, really good scores that will, you know, be very good for us. And the main reason as to why I initially got him as well is like, Sparta have great matchups. They have Cambuur, Waalwijk, NEC, Fortuna, Go Ahead Eagles, and then after that, only after that, we're starting off with the likes of Ajax, but then after that again, it's Utrecht, Excelsior, Vitesse, Emmen. Like, there are some really, really great matchups within the Eredivisie for Sparta where I can actually see them do really well there. And his rare was selling for up to like 0.185 ETH, which times 4 is like 0.7 something ETH. I think it is. Am I wrong here? I think it is. Anyways, nonetheless, he has come in for a Jonathan David, who currently on the market is selling for like 0.64 ETH. So I was like, yeah, sure. I sent the offer initially, and then the guy was like, I canceled it because I was like, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And then the guy sent it back to me. I was like, you know what? I'll just go for it. And I think it was the right decision. At least I hope so. So Mynans is in a club. Really happy with him because he has great matchups coming up. And then this is the one. This is the one, lads. I am so happy about this. I don't think I've ever been this happy about a trade in a long time. So I've gone in and I've given away Gedson Fernandez's rare and Kylian Mbappe's limited item plus ETH for Gedson Fernandez super rare. Guys, you know I love Gedson. You know I've been watching Besiktas every single game. And these types of scores, I can't resist. With the idea that Besiktas is going to bring in Abubakar as well now, and they are looking to bring in a proper number 6 to go ahead and, you know, control that midfield so Gedson gets a little bit more freedom. I'm really excited about this. I really, really am. So Gedson is here, and I do believe Besiktas, again, have great matchups coming up. Kayseri, Alanya, Fatih Karagümrük, Sivas, Ankaragücü, Antalya. All these games should be wins for a team like Beşiktaş. Başakşehir is the first tough one, then it's Istanbul, then Fener, but then you have like one good game, one bad game, one good game, you know, that type of situation goes on. But after those big games are gone again, you have a stretch of amazing matchups for the end of the season where his under 23 utility goes away again. And here's the thing. I think Gedson is amazing. He has a contract until 2026. And I do believe as a challenger super rare or just generally an all-star super rare, this is going to be an amazing card for me. And I honestly believe I will be yielding great off of this card. And I can't wait for it because all round wise and from passing the eye test, from watching him, I'm absolutely amazed that a player like this is actually in Turkey. So Gedson Fernandez super rare is now in the club. I think I, in total, paid like 2.1 ETH for him, if you put all the values together, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not worried about that because if you look at Gedson's regular card, if you look at the regular cards prices, he has been going for up to like 0.46. Good players with these types of scores, they're super rares. You don't get them for cheap. That's just how Sorare works. And if you want the best, you have to pay up. So Gedson is here, Minance is here, 2 midfield options for under 23 super rare or all-star rare pro or challenger pro, which is great. So having talked about all that, you can see that my gallery evaluation has basically kind of remained the same, which is good to see because we have done so many trades. I'm very happy with how things have gone here, and I have gone and done my lineups going into the future. So you guys need to help me out here. Game week 336. I've gone with the pairing of Muric and Bayer up against West Brom. Not necessarily an easy matchup, but them being at home gives me hope. Then Branthwaite alongside Xavi Simons. Branthwaite now kind of established himself in the starting 11 for PSV, which I love to see. 76% chance of winning. Xavi Simons just scoring in the last game week. And then Odgaard is going to be in there up against Pandur and Fortuna Sittard. Him playing at home, I do think he will have a lot of shots and hopefully a couple of goals as well. Not too many though, only a max of 2 Odgaard. Then all-star rare, we're looking at basically a throwaway team, which kind of looks insane. We have Pandur in there, who will have a lot of work against AZ and Odgaard. We have Garcia de Albanese, who has been ridiculous lately, by the way. He has like 60 plus, 62 L5. You can see his score there. And then Kökçü against Ajax. Ajax don't impress me at all. I think Kökçü could do well here. But again, it's the throwaway lineup, which sounds insane. Florentino Luis is there with a really good matchup. And then Florian Wirtz, the comeback is happening. First time around, I'm not going to fully trust him. I'm going to put him into the all-star rare and see what he can do and try and get threshold and more if possible. Then under 23 rare pro, the debut of Diogo Costa, which I'm excited about. He's going to be up against the 6th position team, 66% in terms of the win percentage. But I do think there will be a lot to do for him in this matchup and possibly will be able to get a high score if he keeps a clean sheet. Hilgers against Utrecht, I think that will be quite the fight between the two teams. But Twente playing at home, I do think that is a decent match for Hilgers to do a lot of work. Minance up against Cambuur, which again, I'm looking forward to. And then Trezor up against KSU Penn. That is a great matchup for the first place team Genk. And then Musiala is here. He is up against Leipzig. Not necessarily an easy matchup at all. But I do think Musiala is capable of getting a goal or an assist in any game that he plays in. So I think he's one of those matchup-proof type of cards. All-Star Rare Pro is just to kind of see what throwaway, like literal throwaway players I have for this lineup. And then Challenger Europe Pro. We have a team filled with Noppert, who has a good matchup against Groningen, along with Köhler. Tayyip Sanuc in there alongside Gedson Fernandez, the rare version, because the super rare obviously didn't fit into this team anymore. And then Enzo with a great matchup as well. So technically speaking, guys, we have like every single week moving forward, I feel like we have 1 or 2 or at least 2 really, really good lineups, especially on the weekends. But having said that, we have had a great lineup this time around. I am coming in possibly in the 28th position, which actually guarantees you the highest tier 2 rare reward in under 23. Under 23, though, this week was insane. First place at 490 points. Congratulations to him. Unbelievable stuff right here when it comes to his team. Second place had Donnarumma, Getrudia, Onana. Wow. Wow, insane. Ramos and Vitor Osimhen, GG's to that, man. Well done. SR1 had a team of Fanford, Molero, who has been stepping up big time lately for the likes of Las Palmas. And then Mackenzie, Jordan Tezzi, and Kökçü. Really, really well played. Sadly, my Kökçü was in a dead lineup because of the Bayazit situation. But here is the price pool. Tier 2 rare. If I finish at the top of tier 2 rare, which seems very likely, if we go into so rare results, you guys will see under 23 rare pro, I'm expected to finish in a spot that I'm in. I have checked. One guy has a lineup where he plays in like Mexico. The guy is an L5 of 44. He's playing away from home. It is a super rare though, so he could be the only one that overtakes me. He starts off at 320 points. He would have to get a lot of points to get past me, so I don't know how realistic that will be for him. But Paixão, that is the guy that is in the prize pool, and he would be perfect. He could be the next Sinisterra for me. So Paixão, if you guys know, is the guy that plays at Feyenoord on the left wing now. The Brazilian wonder kid that they have brought in. And the last game, he did get a goal and also great AA scores, 81 right there. I really like the look of this kid, but I need to see him focus a little bit more at times. He seemed a bit too irrational, but he's young, so there's plenty of time for him to become the Sinisterra type player, but he would be a great link-up player with Kökçü. In amazing matchups, I could possibly throw him in there. The coach seems to more and more put him into the starting 11 all the time, which is great to see. So yeah, we could have that, or we could have Kakere, we could have Luis Enrique, Ljubicic, Getrudia, which I wouldn't mind at all. So we are looking at a great reward that I'm really looking forward to bringing into the club, which will be worth at least like 0.2 ETH, possibly up to 0.3. So all looking good at the moment as things stand. So guys, going back into the gallery again, I'm genuinely delighted. I am absolutely, absolutely happy with how things have turned out over the past couple of weeks. We have been consistently winning, building up an ETH balance, and now we have used it all properly, and we are set up in a way where I finally feel like I can field multiple lineups and things could be going really well. Obviously, Destanolo, I'm still hoping he will get a loan away. Club Brugge is not happening, so I'm hoping he might get a move within Turkey, which would be the ideal thing in my opinion. And then Bayazit should hopefully be back into the starting 11. Absolute disgrace to drop the best performing goalkeeper according to stats in the last, like, I don't know how many months in Turkey just because of 2 bad performances. Makes no sense to me. So I need to see him back in the lineup. And of course, the one game that he didn't play, they won 4-1. And yeah, I'm just glad the other goalkeeper conceded as well. But just a weird situation. Like, he shouldn't deal with it. He should be moving on if he wants to. If he's going to be sat on the bench at Kayseri, it would be an absolute disgrace for how good of a goalkeeper he is, in my opinion. Obviously, he had those mistakes, but man, he doesn't deserve to be on the bench at all. And I'm not saying that because I have him. I'm saying that because it's just the harsh truth. So yeah, we have Costa now. I'm set for the future for the under-23 for this year and next year. That is huge. And Pandur has been unreal in a game where they have lost. He picked up 69 points. I mean, you can't be asking for much more than that. He has been really, really, really good for the gallery. And let me just double check. Who's Pandur playing against in these upcoming weeks? Because there might be an opportunity to cash in on this lad with a lot of people probably hyping him up. 0.885. Nah, I'm not cashing in at that point. He has AZ coming up where, again, he could have a great AA game. And after that, there are clean sheet possibilities for him coming up where he possibly could be doing really well. So I don't think I'm going to let him go. I'm pretty happy with how the gallery is set up at the moment. I also have a decent balance of ETH at the moment in the gallery to put players into lineups where certain players might be missing. But generally speaking, man, I am set now, hopefully. I really, really hope that we're now finally set with the gallery and we have the players that we want. And unless we get an insane offer like we did with the Kuiper, I'm not necessarily planning on changing things. But yeah, I have done my lineups. I've done my lineups up until I don't know how far. Like if we go in here, you can see all my freaking lineups. I've done 340. Like this is a midweek one. We have 2 teams. I don't know how the hell I'm going to manage to do that. But I have 2 teams midweek. Then I have, by the way, which this one is nuts. I'm really looking forward to the under-23 Rare Pro there. 341. I think we have a great all-star rare team. We have a banging on the 23 rare pro squad with Musiala in there. We have Challenger Europe Pro as well. I am loving the game, and I think the next step for me is going to be clearly to try and push into different regions to have multiple lineups, even more lineups going into, like, I don't know, America regions and all these types of things, but generally all-star rare pro, trying to push in there as well. And we're just going to build our way towards it, because in terms of under 23, I genuinely can't think of anyone that I would want in my gallery at the moment. There's maybe Mbappe. That's it. Like, I genuinely don't have anyone in my head where I'm like, oh man, I wish I had that guy in my club. Apart from super rares of great players, yeah, sure. But rare, I don't think I need anything. I really don't think I need anything else in my gallery, because goalkeeper wise, I have the best performing one in Muric at the moment. I have Diogo Costa, who's like safety for the future. We have Pandur, who on his day gets insane scores and always has great AA, so never kills a lineup by the looks of things. We have Bayazit. If he's back, he's going to do really well. Noppet, who does well nonetheless. If he wins or loses, the guy gets great scores. Defenders, we have Bayer, we have Guardiol, we have Sanuc, who has been class for me. I have 9%, 9.5% on him. Hilgers is here. We have Sildilia and Bayer as backups if things are becoming a little bit tighter. We have injuries and all those things. Midfielders, we now have Gedson and Mainans, and just generally speaking, outstanding midfielders in the club with amazing L15s, as you guys can tell. And then forwards, we have the best player for under 23 forward, in my opinion, apart from Mbappe. We have Musiala, we have Florian Wirtz, we have Cherki now as well. Oh, mate, if he starts popping off, this is going to be such a good signing. It already is, but yeah, I can't wait for that. My only worry is that Muleka is possibly going to be moving to Egypt. I'm seeing the rumors about him moving there on a loan deal resurfacing, and I don't like it. So I'm really desperately hoping that someone else goes in for him if possible. But yeah, that's the situation. That is the gallery, and those are the deals your boy has done. And again, guys, I'm not looking for people to come in here and tell me, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. As long as I'm having fun, it's my money, it's my mistakes, I'm totally fine with it. I am not playing this game to become a millionaire out of all of a sudden. I'm genuinely playing this because I freaking love it. So if you have anything negative to say, keep it to yourselves, all right? I don't need it. But if you have anything positive to say, go on, reinforce me in my crazy deal makings. But yeah, all in all, I think at the end of the day, I'm just having such a good time on this one, and I hope you are too. I really hope you are too. I finally kind of feel like I'm set up here, and I know where to go from this point on to bring in even more success. I'm looking at multiple options out there on the market that are really low value but bringing class scores. These players are like 30, 31 years old, and no one really wants to buy those high-aged players. So there are so many great options to consistently be winning, especially with South America coming back. So many great value buys in there that I'm looking into. So yeah, you'll be seeing me expanding into other regions as well. But all of that will come in time. For now, under 23 is where we are, and we're having a great time with it, and we'll keep on building upon it and hopefully bring in more rewards. Tier 2 rare coming in next video. And yeah, catch you guys later. Have a good one. Take care and peace.